could be the obvious choice. Liverpool prepares to sell senior star for £72.5 million. Liverpool now working on deal for superstar who would be unstoppable with Verts. Liverpool will make a tempting offer to sign £50 million star. Advanced talks underway. Hello, Liverpool supporter. Welcome to your news channel of the greatest and best club in the world. Luis Diaz remains one of the most valuable players in Liverpool's squad, and it's no surprise that top European clubs and even Saudi teams are monitoring his situation. However, local sources close to the club suggest Liverpool does not want to sell the Colombian winger this summer. The reality of modern football is clear. Every player has a price. Diaz had an exceptional 2023-24 season, playing a key role in securing the Reds' 20th Premier League title, a milestone that tied the all-time record. What's even more impressive is that he excelled playing out of his natural position. A born left winger, he was deployed as a false nine at Arne Slot's request and delivered even better numbers than when playing in his preferred role. To put Diego's impact into perspective, compare his last two seasons. In 2023-24, playing in his natural position, he contributed 13 goals and 7 assists. In 2023-24, despite playing nearly 350 minutes fewer, about 4 full matches, he increased his output to 17 goals and 8 assists. This remarkable evolution reinforces his tactical and technical importance to the team. These performances haven't gone unnoticed. Barcelona is keeping a close eye on him, and Saudi clubs have also shown strong interest. Still, Liverpool, while not offering a new contract at the moment, does not appear keen to sell. With a deal until 2027 and bought from Porto for around £37 million in January 2022, the Reds know they could double that fee in a potential sale. This gives the club strong leverage. According to journalist David Lynch, speaking to Anfield Index, there is indeed a possibility of Diaz departing, but only for a substantial offer. My expectation and understanding is that Liverpool would take that kind of money, about €85 million, roughly £72.5 million, but we're not at that stage yet, and we don't know if the player would want to go. I haven't seen anything that suggests he's ready to move to Saudi Arabia, but if a serious offer arrives, it could be very hard for Liverpool to reject. At 28, Luis Diaz could be sold if a significant proposal arrives, but replacing him will be no easy task. He's essential in Arne Slot's system, offering goals, assists, tactical intelligence, and rare defensive commitment from an attacker. If he and Darwin Núñez, who was being tracked by Napoli, were both sold, Liverpool would have significant resources to reinvest. Alexander Isak from Newcastle stands out as the ideal long-term replacement, young, experienced in the Premier League, and possessing elite finishing ability. Diaz's potential departure represents more than a sale. It's a strategic decision that could shape the Reds' immediate future.
On Monday night on his YouTube channel, journalist Fabrizio Romano shared an important update from Liverpool's inner workings. According to him, the club is actively working on signing Hugo Lloris, the standout from Eintracht Frankfurt, but everything depends on what happens with Darwin Núñez. According to Romano, the club is working on this deal. They are internally discussing the possibility of adding Hugo Lloris to the squad. The club's idea is clear. They want another striker, but they are waiting to see what happens with Darwin Núñez, who is in talks with Napoli. With Núñez's potential exit gaining traction, the Reds are already preparing to bolster their attacking options, and Lloris emerges as a top candidate. The 23-year-old French forward scored 26 goals in 64 matches over 2 seasons at Frankfurt, but it was in 2024-25 that he truly ascended, netting 22 goals and providing 12 assists in all competitions, figures that caught the attention of Europe's elite. Lloris is viewed as much more technical and efficient than Núñez. According to the specialist profile Counterpressers on X, Hugo Lloris, with Florian Wirtz behind him, would be unstoppable. After years of watching Darwin Núñez, we deserve someone with Lloris's technical level. Indeed, the stats back this up. Ekitike boasts a higher average of passes per game, better pass accuracy, more successful dribbles, and, most importantly, more goals. His previous stint at PSG showed glimpses of his talent, but it was in the Bundesliga that he truly flourished. Now, with Florian Wirtz's arrival at Liverpool, many believe Ekitike could be the missing piece to elevate the reigning champions into domestic and continental dominance. If Liverpool finalizes this signing, they won't just be replacing Nunez, they'll be upgrading their squad's technical level. Youth, composure in front of the goal, and tactical versatility make Hugo Ekitike precisely the kind of player who fits perfectly into Arne Slot's new era at Anfield. As a Liverpool supporter, do you believe Hugo Ekitike would be the ideal replacement for Darwin Nunez in the Reds' attack?
Liverpool is stepping up its efforts to sign defender Marc Guehi from Crystal Palace and is considering including a player in a part exchange deal to make the transfer viable, as reported by The Guardian. After beginning a defensive overhaul with the signings of Jeremy Frimpong and Milos Kerkez, the Reds now face the need to replace Jarell Quansah, who is set to join Bayer Leverkusen. For that, Arne Slot sees Marc Guehi as the ideal piece to complete his new defensive line. The 24-year-old English defender, with solid performances in the Premier League and appearances for the national team, is being closely monitored by the Anfield club. However, Liverpool faces stiff competition. Newcastle United has also shown interest in signing the defender, while Tottenham, which submitted a formal bid during the winter window, may reignite its pursuit this summer. Crystal Palace, in turn, is reportedly willing to negotiate the player for a fee close to £50 million. However, knowing that Guehi has entered the final year of his contract and that he has no intention of renewing, Liverpool is reluctant to pay the full amount. As a strategy, the Merseyside club is considering including young forward Ben Doak in the deal. Crystal Palace had already shown interest in the 18-year-old Scot back in January. According to the report, talks between Liverpool and Guehi are already at an advanced stage regarding personal terms, indicating the player is open to a move to Anfield. He is reportedly even prepared to leave Selhurst Park on a free transfer next summer if the right move doesn't materialize before the end of this window. Guehi's arrival would be a valuable addition to Arne Slot's squad, bringing youth, physical strength, and Premier League experience. However, Liverpool's leadership is also aware of a potentially greater need in defense. That's because Ibrahima Konaté's future remains uncertain. His contract expires at the end of the upcoming season, and so far there has been no progress on a renewal. The club fears repeating the scenario with Trent Alexander-Arnold, who recently left on a free transfer. Additionally, Virgil van Dijk will turn 35 in 2026, adding further pressure to Liverpool's long-term defensive planning. With two key players possibly departing and one of the pillars aging, signing two center-backs this window may be more than wise. It may be essential. The decision Liverpool makes in the coming weeks will not only affect the present, but also define the foundation of its defense for future seasons. The potential arrival of Guehi, especially on favorable terms, would be an important first step in rebuilding the Reds' back line. Thank you so much for watching until the end. See you next time.